Good morning to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It's a Wednesday, middle of the week. Things are a-changing outside. If you haven't been out yet, boy, it's a bit chilly out there. It seems like the wind has blown over just about everything in Houston. The rain has moved through. It's kind of nasty out, but things have changed. Fall version 3.0 is here once again, and we're excited about that. Hopefully it'll stick around for a week or so. Glad to have you with us on the show. Of course, we've got your HCC news and information for the next half hour. Dr. Tony Rayos Sutherland is my co-host this morning. Tony, changing day in Houston, sad day yesterday as the Astros lost. But, you just can't give up on those guys. You really can't, because they've proven this is far from over in this World Series.
Absolutely. They get you, they get your blood going until, the very end and we won. So right now the rain is our crying from yesterday, but that's okay because there's going to be a bright tomorrow.
I think they just do this to mess around with the other team, just like to say, hey, we're going to spot you one. Let you think you're going to win, and then we're going to take it back. So we'll see what happens. They did that with Boston in the last series. We'll see if they can do it with Atlanta. Okay, on to today's show. We're back on HCCTV. Thanks for those of you watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also catch the rebroadcast on HCCTV at noon and 5 p.m. But you can also find us all across all social media, Tony.
Absolutely. Just look for Houston Community College District. HCC will get you anywhere, but Houston Community College District is what you're looking for on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, social media. You'll find us.
That's right. Okay, on to today's show. Tony, you'll be interviewing this next guest. It's Katherine Fields. She is the Division Chair of Visual Arts of the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. Katherine, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you with us. Glad to have you on board, and we're looking forward to hearing about all you guys have to offer. So stick around. We'll be with you in just a few moments. We're going to kick things off, of course, every Wednesday. It's Small Business Wednesday, where we spotlight HCC's business plan competition winners. This one, you've seen her on the show before. We're talking about Megan Eddings. She's the founder and CEO of Accel Lifestyle, and she's the HCC business plan competition winner from 2018. Good morning, Megan. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Todd and Tony. How are you guys doing this morning besides staying dry and indoors?
Well, we're drying indoors, so that's good. That's good. I went outside a few moments ago on the balcony, and boy, it was chilly. Big change since 6 o'clock this morning. So a lot of things changing. Hey, a lot has happened for you over the past few years. Of course, you were the business plan competition winner of, I believe, was it $12,000 as a creator of what you're calling elevated anti-stink gear. Is that correct?
You got it. That is correct.
All the things going on with Accel Lifestyle. Tell us what's happened in the last few years for your company.
Literally, it's been wild. When I entered the competition in 2018, so chemistry is my background. And so I invented an antibacterial, anti-stink fabric specifically for working out and having people not stink. And so we launched in August of 2019, thinking the goal was, okay, someday we're going to be bigger than Lululemon. That was the goal in 2019. And then March of last year hits. I remember driving down West Gray. I'm thinking oh crap, who's going to buy a $72 t-shirt? Nobody. I wish I owned a toilet paper company or a Lysol company or something like that. And then a really big part of our company is that everything's made sustainably and ethically. So it's 100% sourced in the States. And so I had thousands of yards of my fabric just sitting in our warehouse, also known as my garage. And so a consultant of mine in Jersey hits me up literally the week that the city shut down. And she was like, CDC just made a huge announcement. Healthcare workers running out of face masks. Why not turning your fabric into face masks? And before my entrepreneurial journey, for 14 years, I worked in hospitals. So I have connections and relationships with a bunch of hospitals. And it was like this aha moment. So fast forward, I took my Prima fabric that was going to be for fitness apparel and anti-stink and all that, converted it to face masks, and we sold over 700,000 face masks to date. and we're now on contract with the U.S. military. And I'm actually working with some branches of the military in designing fabric. So the pandemic was, from a business perspective, a beautiful feeling that we had something that could help be better than a t-shirt, but then also, not have our business go under.
It's amazing to hear how companies, ones that have remained successful, were able to pivot their operations during the pandemic to help people, but also to keep yourself going, sustaining yourself. And in the end, ending up with a great business plan. Let me ask you this. Looking back to 2018, how did that competition help you in where you are today and being able to pivot and make these decisions and grow?
So the thing about the competition, I entered, that was the second one that I entered in Houston. Excuse me, I just lied. That was the first one I entered in Houston. And I went into it as every entrepreneur. I'm not going to speak for all of them, but I'll speak for most of them. Like, oh my gosh, if you win, you get thousands of dollars of cash. And like, as an entrepreneur, you always need cash. But what I realized really quickly was the advisors and the mentors, and just, I didn't even know what an LLC was. So every time I would go to the classes, I would learn something new for my business. And always learning and always growing. So that's the theme that I take even now, every single day. And then another huge thing about the competition that I didn't even really see coming is when you're an entrepreneur, a lot of times there's this feeling of loneliness because you're just figuring it out by yourself. And if you're a solo entrepreneur, which a solopreneur, whatever it's called, it's even more lonely. So to be in a group of all these like-minded individuals, didn't matter what their business was, it was definitely a feeling of peace that you're not alone. So here we are, 3 years later, and I'm still friends with a bunch of those entrepreneurs that I met in the competition. We kind of keep each other going.
Let's talk about doing that pivot for all of the products that you were going to start making during the pandemic. Were you able to increase your revenue and not be so lonely to where you can hire some more employees to work for you, grow your business?
Yes, we increased it with a lot of zeros at the end. It's a big blessing. So I've been working out of my house for 4 years, and we grew so quickly, so fast that I had to get an office. I had to get 2 storage units. So we now have a thriving, awesome team that we did not have, back in the day, so to speak.
You also do some work with St. Jude's Hospital, Texas Heart Institute. Maybe you can tell us about that, how marketing ties into these opportunities to where you can help others and also get your brand name out there.
Yeah, I love to give back, and I never thought I'd be an entrepreneur. I say it found me. It started with my husband's stinky workout clothes, and I just happened to have a background in sales and in chemistry. So I invented the fabric. But in building the company, even way before I launched, even in 2018, I always had this idea, as large as the business gets, the community gets bigger and the more I can give back. So we host quite a few fitness charity workouts where we literally just host a workout and the proceeds go to, we've done one for St. Jude's. We did one this past Saturday for this local nonprofit kids meals in Houston. So the whole month of May, we donated our money to the Texas Health Institute, or Texas Heart Institute, and the Texas Medical Center. So it's brand building is like, that's just kind of, I guess, from a business perspective, that's what it is. But quite frankly, that's what brings me the most joy, is giving back, no matter what the product is that we're selling.
And also, was there a Megan Eddings Day, I hear, with the City of Houston, the Texas Heart Institute?
Yeah, May 24th is Megan Eddings Day in the City of Houston. I still think it's funny to even say, and honestly, I blush when I hear it, because it's and it's not just Megan Eddings. It's. I mean, if I was doing it by myself, there wouldn't be much of an impact, but the impact is from the community and the team that is following me along on this journey and giving back with me.
You also have some partnership collaborations with Soulshine and Blue Life Media. What are those about? So
the best way to, every day is learning. So like what I say today, I might change my mind tomorrow, but it's been really cool with other established companies that have a similar mindset and a similar mission of basically changing the world, impacting the world. And they wanted to, these Blue Life based out of Atlanta, and then Soulshine based out of Houston, they wanted to carry their own apparel line. So basically we collaborated. They use our blank t-shirts. They print on their logo, their positivity messages, and they are selling Accel Lifestyle to their community. So it's really cool, like bridging the communities together.
And what's next for Accel Lifestyle? I know you've got, you're making things for hospital gowns, but the sportswear, are you still heading in that direction as well?
We are question mark period exclamation point. There's been so many things that have happened in the last few weeks that are taking our fabric in another direction. So right now we're still doing apparel for sure. It's what we know. It's what we have the supply chain set up for, but there's definitely other fun things in the works. And we just launched literally yesterday, a new company called Accel Unite, which is the medical arm of the company with these isolation gowns that I designed. That's now patent pending in 153 countries.
That's incredible. You know, and you talked about, you know, you're wondering who would pay $72 for a t-shirt. There were people about 25, 30 years ago thinking who would pay $4 for a cup of coffee, and they were Starbucks. Look where they went. You know, people will pay for it if they enjoy the brand or they believe in the product. You know, I know for a lot of workout gear, I do buy a few pairs of shorts that do cost a little bit, but I buy them because they last long. And like you said, they have the anti-stink factor, which, you know, is a big deal.
Yeah. And they're comfortable. I mean, yeah. I remember there's a fellow entrepreneur in Houston who's like family's baller, like they're a big deal. And back in 2018, I'm like, hey, can we have coffee? Like, I just want to pick your brain, advice and guidance. He's like, Megan, he's like, because I was going on and on about the science because I love science. And he's like, that's all great. He's like, but if it's not comfortable, no one's going to wear it. Like that literally has stuck with me that, you know, a lot of times we as entrepreneurs, we get so fixated on what we're trying to do, which is great, but it's important to get other perspectives to make sure we're telling a story that's for everybody and not just the brand we're trying to build in our one little lane.
AccelLifestyle.com. We'll have the web address in our social media posts for the show. Megan, it's always good to see you. Thank you for being here this morning.
Great seeing you, Todd. Thank you, everyone.
Right. I love Take care. Have a good day. All right, we're going to turn things over to Dr. Tony. Tony, you're going to be talking with Katherine Fields. She's got a lot going on with the Visual Arts and Media, or Media, Visual Arts and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. Go ahead and take it away, Tony.
Absolutely. It's also the area that I teach in. Katherine Fields, she's HCC's Faculty Division Chair for Visual Arts under the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts COE. That's a big mouthful. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tony. It's good to be here.
Well, you have all sorts of art classes. It's not just the normal art that we think about. It's all kinds of art. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Well, you know, during the pandemic, as we all know, we all went online, and it was especially mind-bending, so to speak, for us in the visual arts, because all of our classes, or a majority of our studio classes, which are tied to our degree plan, are applied classes where students work with their hands, use equipment. So we had to really think about how we can best support student success without having physical access to the studios. And so in that capacity, what we did was we actually created kits. I used the budget to purchase supplies for students because they couldn't get to stores and they couldn't get the equipment. And so it was really important for us to loan out equipment and to also provide them with consumables so they could be successful in their home studios, so to speak. And we're continuing with that. So our visual arts program will provide basic student kits to all of our studio students, right? A sketchbook and pencils, so they can start it off immediately with a good footing with supplies. Now, about our classes, so what we've done too is that not only are we offering our classes back in person in the hybrid lab, so there'll be some online courses to stay really flexible in this kind of recovery time during the pandemic, but we're also offering our classes as fully online, which is nothing we've ever done before. And I think that is really contributing to the fact that the art program, as a lot of people may not know, visual arts is actually at every location. Even though our Center of Excellence is at Spring Branch, visual arts is at every location. So we're everywhere. And so we really are everywhere now that we have a physical presence with our studio classes and online. So that means that a student who normally goes to a campus that may not have the ability to attend or enroll in one of the in-person offerings can enroll in an online and still have access to the same faculty and also to get the same supply kits that we're giving out to all the students. So that's a really great for us in terms of accessibility and equity, where we're able to move within that space, which is just really exciting, Tony, for us in visual arts and for our students as well.
I think it's neat because, I also teach makeup, stage makeup, in addition to the regular drama class. And yeah, it's hard for the students at the time, to get that material. So I like the idea of doing that for them, and it's all right there together. Now, in addition to the regular art, you also do jewelry making, ceramics, digital art. Tell us a little about some of those other types of classes.
Yeah. So what's really exciting is that our degree plan does transfer to four-year institutions, but other four-year institutions don't necessarily have the same studios or the setup that we have at HCC. So some of the more exceptional studios that we have, such as our art metals or jewelry making, as it's commonly called, we have that set up at Central Campus where students can learn to work with small metal pieces, such as jewelry, and learn from metal craftsmen, such as Professor Corey Ackelmeyer and Masumi Kakatoa. We also have printmaking at A-Leaf, Central, and Stafford. And printmaking studios that we have, we are building out screen printing studios at both A-Leaf and the Stafford campuses. Now, we do have a screen printing studio at Central, but it's really exciting that we're expanding that footprint. And what's exciting about that too is that printmaking is my area of expertise, and it makes me happy to say that we have 3 studios, whereas some states only have 1 studio, period, or 1 degree plan for that. So I feel very fortunate that in Houston, we're definitely supporting that particular art. Digital media was very exciting. We purchased a lot of new equipment, new Wacom tablets, as well as other new printers. And so we're very excited about expanding the digital footprint in our digital studios. We're also offering graphic design, which is very exciting, and we're adding a new color theory class, which is also very exciting.
Excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the students can come back to class in face-to-face if they want to. Tell us a little bit about all that.
Yeah, so in this semester, our studio students did return on October 4th to a meeting pattern of 1 day a week in the studios, which gives them 4 hours of access to the studios, which is very exciting. And we'll continue to do that through the spring and summer, with hopes the fall will be back fully 2 days a week. However, I'm open to the opportunity to be really flexible and offer all the different modalities of the classes, because I'm finding that it really does fit with the student schedule, but also allows them more time with the equipment. So just know that I'm listening to the students. I'm getting feedback from the faculty. I'm getting feedback from the students as well, and really using all of this information to move forward into this kind of new way of teaching and learning.
Well, now in the spring, it's starting this last Monday was time to register for classes.
Yes.
So what are the classes that you have that's being offered for the spring?
Oh, goodness. We're offering every single one of our studio art courses at Central Campus. They're being offered, all the studio courses are being offered at Central Campus. But we also have most of our studio courses being offered at the Stafford location. And then we also have 2D courses being offered at A-Leaf and 2D courses being offered at the Katy campus, with fingers crossed that the new Katy campus will open and will offer more studio classes in that amazing space that was built out there by Dr. Hodges. So if someone is interested in taking courses with us, we are offering ceramics courses at Stafford, Central, and Southeast Eastside campus. We are offering ceramics there, which I know is a very popular course. But we are also offering the art metals at Central. Printmaking will be offered at A-Leaf, Stafford, and Central. So those are kind of the specialty classes. Sculpture is being offered at Central campus, as well as Spring Branch campus. But painting and drawing is being offered at all locations as well as 2D design and 3D design, which are part of our core components for our degree plan. But
Excellent.
but just know, Tony, that if anyone has any questions about what we're offering in spring, they can reach out to me and I'm happy to tell them what we have offered. But it's also available on the student side of the HCC website as well.
So you're going to have a fall student exhibition. I know that, you've had exhibitions, but we had to watch them online. But now, are you planning on doing something where we can actually go there and see it?
Well, so we've had to kind of pull back a little once the decision was made for an October 4th opening. So we are staying virtual in the Instagram. But what's exciting about the virtual show is that the virtual student show will be juried. And the students that are selected will have a group exhibition at the Central Campus Gallery first thing next spring. So those students will get an opportunity to have a group show and show more than just the work that's in the Instagram show, but we'll be able to show additional work as well, which I'm very excited about. But our student shows will be back, fingers crossed, in the spring, and they will be held at each gallery location.
That is wonderful. And one other thing, if say art is your thing and you want to make money at it, you want to get, job opportunities, things like that. What are some things that you tell students about that?
Well, I tell them that in this day and age, the best thing is to go ahead and create a website. And we also teach our students that. We talk to them about how to document your work. Make sure you have digital images at the ready. We encourage that with our students now. Create a portfolio so you can present it, to potential buyers or galleries. But these days, there has been a huge paradigm shift in the way that artists are selling, right? We see this a lot of social media. We see a lot of artists using social media as a platform for selling as opposed to the traditional in-person gallery. And that is a conversation we're having with our students. And we in the faculty are also having that kind of shift in our own way. All of my colleagues are all working artists, and most of us do have traditional galleries that represent us as artists. However, that being said, we're all very cognizant of the fact that there is that happening in the kind of sales world of art and availability of art. And we're all kind of having those conversations and working together. So what we do is we talk to students about many different avenues that they can go in art. There's the commercial end where you can become a graphic designer or an illustrator or someone that does work as commercially, meaning primarily not for the fine art like museum, but you can also go as a working artist. And we relate them and show them to nonprofit organizations that support that. But a lot of us and a lot of the faculty are, in the educational route. So we talk to them about teaching as an outlet for sharing creativity and creating colleagues in that capacity as well. So we do have those conversations with them, but we also lead by example. And that's another thing that's really exciting is that because myself and my colleagues, we are all working artists and educators. So by leading that example and showing them that it can be done, I think it really encourages them. We also are, it's exciting. But I think, as you know, Houston is also a great place for us to be artists. So they really support it. Yeah.
It is. We're very lucky in that regard. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're so welcome, Tony.
Katherine Fields, Faculty Division Chair for Visual Arts under the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts COE. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Tony. You take care.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
All right, Todd, what do you think? We go on to news now?
News and information. That's right. That's what we're here for as well. Okay, a couple of things to go over. There's a filmmaking series. Dominique Brown with Student Life is going to be hosting a film talk, rather. It's a series. Joining this weekly series, it features local, regional, national professionals from film and TV production. Today's features is HCC Northwest Student Life Coordinator Dominique Brown, noon to 2 p.m. today, Wednesday, October the 27th. We'll have a link in our social media post and how you can register. Also, the counseling department is hosting a special WebEx session. Tony?
Yes, it's Black Women and Unhealthy Relationships is the title of it. Contact LaRonda Ashford and we have the information for that at the end of the show about this. It's Thursday, October 28th. So that would be tomorrow, at 1 p.m. Yeah. So that's a good thing to check out.
Hey, have you ever been wanting to try out those eyelash extensions, but they're just too expensive? Well, we've got a deal for you. In fact, HCC's eyelash program, they're looking for models. They will hook you up with the eyelashes. You help a student out. They can practice on you, and you get to show all your friends. They think you've won the lottery because you've got these brand new eyelashes and you got them from HCC. All interested models should contact Claudia Maltz of the cosmetology department. We'll have her email in the post after the show. What a deal for that one. NFL Pick'em. Yep, it's that time of year as well, Tony.
It is. I mean, Astros is on my mind right now, but there's also NFL or other sports going on at the same time. NFL Pick'em by Rec Sports. You pick your favorite NFL team on a Saturday, and then on Sunday, you find out by going to the Rec Sports Instagram to find out if you won or not. And the pick starts at noon every Saturday. Just go to sports@hccs.edu.
Okay. If you're a work-study student, have you heard you're going to get a raise? That's right. HCC work-study students' wages will be increased to $13 an hour to ease the financial burden students have continued to face since the pandemic and throughout 2020 and beyond. Contact the Financial Aid Office for more information. We'll have their email address in our social media post. And hey, registration, forget this. Spring 2022, can you believe it? Has the last 18 months, okay, you're either in one of two camps. You're going to think the last 18 months have felt like 10 years, or you're going to think the last 18 months just flew on by. Where do you stand with that, Tony?
I think it flew for me.
Yeah, they flew on by. They certainly did. Well, guess what? We're talking about spring 2022 semester. You can register for that now. We have 5 ways for you to learn: online anytime, online on a schedule. We have hybrid versions and also in-person classes. That's right. You can go to classes on HCC campuses. They're back in person, but they're very small. They follow CDC guidelines. Make sure you register early. Now is the time to do so. Go to hccs.edu/now. Tomorrow is Thursday, Virtual Family Fun Day. We're joined by the Manil Collection, and Halloween's right around the corner, Tony.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm getting ready for it. You know, it's going to be spooky. Anyways, Film Friday, we have a guest that's going to show us some thrills and chills just in time for Halloween.
Awesome.
That's
all that
drama.
more.
Yeah.
And hey, there's an Astros game later today. Go Astros. Let's take one back. All right.
Yes. We got to get it back today.
All right, Tony, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see all of you live right here, 10 a.m. on Up to the Minute.